16th, 2023, 7 p.m. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call.
McKeever.
Here.
Myers.
Here.
Wireball.
Here.
Potter.
Here.
Sherrick. Here. Spiegel. Young.
Here.
You have before you the minutes of the May 1st, 2023 regular council meeting. Do you have any additions or corrections?
Move to approve as presented.
Second.
I have a motion by Mr. Myers, a second by Mr. McKeever. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Granting permission for visitors to speak.
Vicki Dishon, 1108 Hillcrest Drive. In reviewing the various steps taken concerning the Miller Service Road, I have found the following. At the January 17th, 23 council meeting, Service Safety Director Wagner's report requested a referral of the Miller Service Road to the Service Committee only. However, since the service road involves money, the referral request should have been made to both the Service and Finance Committees. At the January 19th, 23 service meeting, Dylan Wyatt with McKeever and Associates stated the Crawford Park District wants a bike path and the city really needs this service road. The district is partnering with the city on this project. A motion was made, seconded, and passed requesting legislation as an emergency. However, this request for legislation should not have been made by the Service Committee. The committee's responsibility was to approve the project only. At the January 19th, 23 Finance meeting, Interim Law Director Gernert stated, and I quote, "It's not on your agenda, but Finance Committee would need to approve that project too, as the funding aspect of it." A motion was made, seconded, and passed, requesting emergency legislation. At the April 20th, 2015 special council meeting, then Council President Love reminded the committees that any item from committee that requires legislation must have been referred from a council meeting. Since the Miller Service Road was not referred to the Finance Committee from a council meeting, the requesting of legislation by the committee should not have been done. At the February 7th, 23 council meeting, resolution number 206, 2023, authorizing the Service Safety Director to advertise for bids and to enter into a contract for the Miller Service Road was passed as an emergency. However, since the Miller Service Road was not referred to the Finance Committee, the passage by council of the resolution should not have been done. On May 9th and May 16th, 2023, a legal notice appeared in the Bucyrus Telegraph Form for the furnishing of material and labor for work entitled Crawford Park District and City of Bucyrus, Unger Park Trail. However, the legal notice advertising for bids makes no reference to the Miller Service Road. Thank you.
You're taking that under advisement? Thank you, sir.
Yeah, I do. I do it.
All right.
I just want to update council and the public on our Board of Zoning Appeals hearing today we had for Lind Media and their billboard sign downtown. Back in August 25th of last year, they put up the billboard sign, didn't get permits for it, didn't get the Richland County Building Department permits, and so I issued a violation notice to them. And, Brian, Mr. Gernert, he advised them that they needed to go to the Board of Zoning Appeals to appeal it. And so finally, after all this time, today was the day, and we had that hearing. And the Board of Zoning Appeals did approve their appealing my violation notice. And so the downtown billboard sign gets to stay. But really, it was just a process that, that sign advertises for businesses that aren't located at that building. And so in order for it to stay or get rebuilt, there's a process they needed to go through with the Board of Zoning Appeals that they didn't quite understand. But at the end of the day, it all worked out, and the sign gets to stay. They're happy. I'm happy with our Board of Zoning Appeals. I think they did a fine job, and yeah, at the end of the day, I think we can move forward enforcing our zoning laws and not have to turn a blind eye to that big sign that's in our downtown. But, yeah.
Thank you. Any questions? Okay, thanks, John.
Thank you.
Anybody else?
I'm going to assume I still had some of my 3 minutes left. Does anybody have any comments about what I've stated? They're supposed to open the bids the 24th, which is what, Friday?
Is there any way that we can do something to post-actively do that, like?
The committee retroactively request
Right,
legislation.
Can council retroactively request that all the legislation that has been done to this point for this be approved, something like that? Like,
So you could refer it, the Allmiller Safety Road or whatever, Service Road, to Finance on Thursday. They could recommend legislation retroactively approving the prior legislation. Yeah, I mean, you could, and then you could pass that on. You could.
What?
I was just, you seem to have a comment.
No, I was listening to what you were saying.
Oh, so you could pass, and you could go to Finance Council, right? And at that point, Finance Council could say, well, we would like legislation that would remedy any error and retroactive to the date that, or retroactive to the piece that was previously passed. And then you would have to sit on Thursday, you'd have to have a special council meeting, I suppose, so that full council could then vote and pass it, but that would clear up this error. But no, I mean, I don't have a comment pertaining specifically to you, because you traced back to February, and then at one point I think that you quoted Sis Love. These would be like things that I would have to think about and look into. And just because Sis Love said it, I don't know that that's accurate either. I mean, she's a very nice lady, but I don't know that procedurally everything that she would have said would have been correct. And there's often more than one way to get to the same resolution.
And you know, we have had the conversation before that in order to discuss something, the topic needs to be on the agenda. And as you pointed out,
or the open projects list.
and I don't remember, because I had asked for copies of the open project. I don't remember
If it
seeing.
wasn't referred to that committee, it
But
would.
no, it wasn't even referred to the finance
But
committee.
was it still hanging from when they originally just wanted a path before they referred to it as the service road? Because that would be the same project, so if it was still sitting
I
open.
think she's pointing out that when it was referred, we didn't refer it to both committees.
That was, okay, that was when we re-referred it. Remember when he started this whole thing last year and everybody was up in arms? So,
This was January
like,
17th of this year.
So June before, June 22, there was that whole thing where everybody was yelling about him wanting to use the money for the park.
I guess we need to first
So
research that.
if it was already on open projects because of that,
By the time we find out, we might as well go ahead and do the.
Refer it just in
refer it
case,
tonight.
and
I
do
make
the
a
whole
motion to
in-between.
refer this issue to finance for Thursday. So let's do that instead of taking forever to do the other.
I
And
think we should still look into it just to see if,
correct, I'm not saying not to look into it, but let's take care of the issue and finish it, and so we don't run into a
I'll second
bigger
legal
that.
problem.
issue.
Well, and those are internal regulations. So like, committee meetings are regularly scheduled committee meetings, so there's no requirement that they only discuss what's specifically placed on those for like sunshine law issues. So those are all internal regulations that are through the code
Are
about,
you saying we shouldn't follow our regulations?
no, I'm
Okay,
not saying we
then
should not
that's-
follow
I
our,
would say that's not a good line of
No.
argument.
no, but, thank you, I get to that. My point would be that the ramifications for not following a set of rules or not having those is different than the ramifications for passing a zoning ordinance without a public hearing, or improperly, internal regulations don't carry the same weight as state law. So my point is, these are rules that we're obliged to follow, but it's not like the state of Ohio has a whole bunch of case and code laws saying, well, you can't do that. So what I'm saying is, yes, there's a problem perceivably.
So we
We
should just
should
do what we can to correct it.
correct it.
That's it.
Yes.
That's good. We got referred, we're gonna look into the old projects list.
Madam President, could I make a motion to request a special council meeting for that purpose on Friday at 7 PM or at the conclusion of the committee meetings, whichever
If
comes
needed.
first? Well, we'll schedule it, and if it is found not to be needed, it can be canceled.
And I'll second that.
All right, retroactively, I have a motion by Mr. McKeever, a second by Mr. Myers to refer the Miller Service Road to finance. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. I also have on the table a motion by Mr. Myers for a special council meeting on Thursday at 7 PM or at the conclusion of the committee meetings, whichever comes first. And a second by Ms. Sherrick. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you.
And one other thing, if I could point out, I noticed that when Mr. Wyatt was talking, he was asked the question when this project would be completed, and he stated this summer. But I'm noticing in the legal notice that they've done it in 2 phases, and phase 1 is not to be done until December 31st, 23, and then phase 2 is not to be done until June 15th, 24. I just wondered, I mean, you know, he was asked the question and was said that, oh, it'll be done this summer. Now I noticed that the legal notice, it's not even,
Did he say that was an estimated timetable? Or did he specifically say it would be done this summer? Yeah.
It may be something that we have to address to the engineer. It's up to, he's the one requesting the time frame.
okay, thank you, appreciate it.
Thanks, Vicki.
All right, anybody else? All right, communications and petitions? Seeing none. Standing committee reports, plating,
I have nothing at this time.
public lands and buildings,
Nothing at this time.
health and safety,
No report, Madam President.
finance,
No report.
economic development,
No report, Madam President.
service.
Is that me? Nothing at this time.
Okay. All right, we have the mayor's report. Congratulations to all the winners of the past election. Thank you to everyone who ran for the position. I also thank the voters for supporting the 5-year 0.25% income tax safety service levy. The additional funding will take pressure off the budget for 2024. Keep in mind that additional funding will be needed to pay for the large quantity of buyouts for the police department and fire department retirees that'll be needed the next 5 years. We celebrated Arbor Day in the city of Bucyrus on May 5th with a special guest, Congressman Bob Latta, who helped plant a tree at the Bucyrus Elementary School. The tree commission then proceeded to the Bucyrus Middle and High School for a tree planting on Redmond Way. Today's students are concerned about the environment, especially at the local level, and their knowledge of the importance of having a tree canopy of the city is commendable. Congressman Latta and I took part in the 25th anniversary celebration at, thank you, in Mawson, IB Tech, where dignitaries from Imasen headquarters in Japan were in attendance. Congressman Latta, David, Zach, and I were honored to be able to speak to all in attendance and thank everyone for taking the Bucyrus name around the world. Many of you sit on seats that are anchored to your automobile by IB Tech seat tracks. The IB Tech expansion is one of the main reasons that Crawford County is designated as one of the top micropolitans of 2023. Thank you to our host and honored guest, Shusan, Mori-san, and Taka-san, for the impact IB Tech has had on our local economy for 25 years. Finally, congratulations to Tree Commission members, Chairman Jeff Panovich, Valerie Sprang, Mary Lee Miner, John Rostash, Brad Voorhees, and Andy Ferner for receiving the prestigious Tree City USA Award for the 6th year in a row. We look around Bucyrus and see the impact this hardworking and creative group is making in Bucyrus, a difference that will continue for many decades. Thanks to City Council for funding this environmentally important work and investment that shows your commitment to the present and future citizens of our community. Jeffrey, sir. May I have a motion to accept and file?
So moved. Second.
I have a motion by Mr. McKeever, a second by Mr. Young. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Safety Service Director report, referrals. You'd like to refer the billet to finance. General labor. We're currently taking applications for a general laborer in the street department. You may pick up an application on the second floor of the City Hall in the Mayor's office or visit the City of Bucyrus website, www.cityofbucyrus.us. No. City of Bucyrus.
OH.US.
Okay, he doesn't have it all on there.
That's correct. He does not.
OH.U, because I know it was .us. Okay, www.cityofbucyrus.oh.us to print an application. Thank you. Northwest Sewer Project. We awarded the Northwest Sewer Separation Phase 1 project on Monday, May 15th to Driven Excavating. They came in at about $40,000 under budget. The AEP power outage last Thursday. AEP found some faulty equipment which caused an emergency outage on the south end of town. They attended the Borma Insurance. What does Borma stand for? Anybody know?
I don't know the acronym.
Okay, because it's all in caps, and I'm sorry, I can't tell you because I don't know. We attended a Borma Insurance, and we'll be attending another meeting in August to learn more about the increase for next year. The pool, tentatively the pool will open Sunday, May 28th and Monday, May 29th, then reopen Saturday, June 3rd for the summer until Bratwurst weekend tentatively. This depends on patronage help and lifeguard certification and weather. Trash pickup for Monday, Memorial Day, May 29th will be Tuesday, May 30th. Please have your trash out by 7 a.m. And that is the Safety Service Director's report. I have a motion to accept and file.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion by Ms. Sherrick, a second by Mr. McKeever. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Madam
Mr.
President,
Yes,
the
sir.
billet's already in finance. It doesn't need to be here.
Okay. All right, Mr. Gernert.
I have no report.
Okay.
BORMA stands for Buckeye Ohio Risk Management Association Benefits Pool.
So
They
it's-
are
It's
property and
insurance.
casualty insured.
Oh, okay,
Right,
yeah.
okay, all right, so it's not the health insurance
No,
part?
no.
Okay, property insurance, okay, thank you. Thank you. All right. Ms. Lewis?
So to keep Susan on her toes, I do have a report. Just to let the public know, you guys received this in a report at the beginning of the month. We had a decent closing to our income tax season. When comparing April 2022 to April 2023, we were up about $26,000. But due to March 2023 underperforming, our cumulative 2023 is still down $30,000 when compared to last year. That's it.
All right, thank you. You have in your packet the treasurer's report. May I have a motion to accept and file?
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion by Ms. Sherrick, a second by Mr. McKeever. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Nothing from Police Chief Ossenheimer. In your packet, you also have the Medi-Count for March 2023 from Chief Schwemley. I have a motion to accept and file that.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion by Ms. Sherrick, a second by Mr. Myers. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. You also have the Fire EMS April 2023 report from the fire chief. So may I?
So moved.
Second. McKeever Potter.
I have a motion by Mr. McKeever, a second by Mr. Potter. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. All right. I guess the only one we need to accept would be Ms. Lewis's, because everybody else's was accepted and filed. So may I have a motion to accept Ms. Lewis' report?
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion by Mr. McKeever, a second by Ms. Sherrick. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Granting permission for visitors to speak on the standing or special committees and officers' reports. Seeing none. Consideration of legislation read for the second time.
Ordinance number 18-2023, creating section 1187.07 entitled Portable Shipping Containers, Storage Containers, and Similar Objects under Chapter 1187 entitled Additional Residential District Standards, under Title 11 entitled Additional Zoning Requirements, under Part 11 entitled Planning and Zoning Code of the Codified Ordinance of the City of Bucyrus. And ordinance number 20-2023, amending and supplementing Chapter 381 at sequence entitled Taxi Cab Licensing under Title 11 Licensing under Part 3 entitled Traffic Code of the Codified Ordinance of the City of Bucyrus.
May I have a motion to accept these as the second readings?
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion by Ms. Sherrick, a second by Mr. Myers. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Granting permissions for members of the general public to, for input on legislation read for the second time. Referring back to originating committee, proposed ordinance 18-2023, portable shipping containers referred back to plating, and proposed ordinance 20-2023, taxi cabs referred back to health and safety. So I have plating.
Plating is favorable to proposed ordinance 18-2023, the portable shipping containers.
Health and safety?
Health and safety is favorable to proposed ordinance 20-2023, the taxi cab ordinance.
Does anybody have any old or unfinished business they'd like to bring up? Any new or miscellaneous? Yes.
Yes, I'd like to refer our tax credit to finance. I believe it's still in there, but I just want to make sure
I'll second that, Mr. Chair.
so we can discuss it.
All right. I have a motion by Mr. McKeever, a second by Mr. Myers to refer the tax credit to finance. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. The only thing that I have, there was a resident complaining about the Jump Street properties where the old school was being unmown. So it's getting rather lengthy. Anybody else have any business they want to bring forward? All right.
I'll make a motion to excuse the council member that's absent.
I'll second that.
I have a motion by Ms. Sherrick, a second by Mr. Myers to excuse Mr. Spiegel. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. All right, I have referrals to finance, the ordinance accepting the proposal for replacement of pages. I have a referral to finance for the ordinance approving the replacement of pages. And those are the only ones that have not been voted on. So may I have a motion to move these referrals?
Replacement of what pages?
The codified ordinances, the changes from last year.
Oh. We're missing pages?
No, this is submitted. We just need to do the legislation for it.
Okay. I'll make a motion.
I'll second that.
I have a motion by Ms. Sherrick, a second by Mr. McKeever. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Any other further business that needs to be brought before council?
I make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second that.
I have a motion by Mr. McKeever, a second by Ms. Sherrick. We are adjourned at 7:26.